Okay, now yes, that's we will see now. Encrypted file system. What is encrypt? Whenever you have some data, so you have a data, the data using certain algorithms, they will encrypt it. So normally we can't able to read as a text. Like this is a text file, and you can able to read this thing. But if you are encrypt this one, you cannot read directly, and you don't understand what is the actually what is the meaning of that one. Okay, using a different techniques, we can able to encrypt it. So like RSA is one of the algorithm to encrypt it. Hashing algorithms are there: SHA1, SHA2, SHA1, SHA2. Okay, these are a different level of hashing algorithms also inside a level bit bit level encryptions also available. Different level of encryptions are there. Different type of hashing algorithms also they are using. So SHA 256, okay, 512, SHA 1024, SHA 2048, like that. So many different levels are there. Different type of hashing algorithms are available. For example, SSL. When you use HTTP, so HTTP is a plain text format. S HTTPS is HTTP over SSL. It means HTTP is a hypertext, that format, normally text format only. But whenever you put a SSL is a certification. Whenever you add SSL to HTTP, so your HTTP data transmission will be encrypted. That is what we call HTTP. Yes. Telnet is also remote connection, right? So whenever you access the remote PC from our PC, we can use Telnet. Same, we can use SSH. Like when you connect your Linux machine with a putty, so you use SSH, right? So what is this SSH? It is also remote connection, but SSH use encryption technique to encrypt the data. So then data is secure, so no one will tamper your data. Okay, no one will tamper your data. Mainly bank accounts, mail accounts. We use HTTPS accounts only. Facebook, Gmail, YouTube, okay, or any banks related one. Compulsory HTTPS is there. So no one will tamper your data. So for making secure your device. So here in our local files also we can able to encrypt it. Okay, our local files we can able to encrypt it. For example, I have a e file one. Okay, for example, this is my file, so I want to encrypt it. Okay, I will encrypt. I encrypted it. I will tell you how to do it anyway. So I encrypt this file. Who is doing this one? So again, student one is doing, for example. Okay, but make sure that which user you are doing this one. Like we have to make sure that this is a student one, student two. For example, for yourself, you are creating your own user accounts. Also, make sure that which one is a admin account, which is a standard account, where you are creating, from where you are observing. Okay, that is very important. So you must split the things compulsory. Okay, student one, file one, encrypted. Okay, so next, student two want to read the e file one. For example, just for an example, I will change that one anyway. So you want to read the e file one. He try to open it. He cannot open because it is encrypted. File is encrypted, so he cannot able to open. He cannot able to read the file. He can't able to open it. So while you are encrypting, so why I am telling this one specifically, while you are encrypting, there is a key. encrypted relation related key or certificate. So every encryption there is a key or a certificate is there. Okay, the certificate contains a fingerprint, thumbprint, fingerprint. So different words are using. So thumbprint or fingerprint is there. So the key, using that key only we can able to open the file. Student 1 is encrypting the file. It means by default he has the key in his user account wise. Okay, user wise he has a key in his system. Okay, the key is there so he can able to open the file. Student 2 don't have the key, so then other user cannot able to open the file. If you share this certificate or a key to student 2, you given a certificate to student 2, okay, then student 2 also having a key now, so using that key he can able to open the file. So this is our practical. We'll see how to do it. First of all, we'll create a file or some picture or anything. Okay, we'll encrypt it and then we'll see that one. This sign out sign in is making crazy, slowing the system. In this practical, compulsory sign out sign in is important. Okay, you must verify before you do it. So for encryption you can do in any of the user account, one user account, and verify with other account. Better always do it in a student one only, and compulsory sign out from your other account. So log in with the first account, second account, like that. How much time it is taking? Yeah, too much time taking. Okay, unlike just before we done two practicals, right, like a quota and security. So compared to that, this is a very easy practical, but you have to observe very clearly. That's important. So what is happening? It's open first time or second time, or whenever system is slow like this, don't try to open so many things. It makes more slow. Okay, this is a fresh piece. I think the overall issue is there in my laptop or somewhere usually. This much of slow I'd never seen. See, out of these, how many are unnecessary things are running? Everything is okay. Okay, this is E drive. See, it is great. See. Something not good. Okay, I'm going to create a new. Oh, it is like something, someone want to take a revenge. My system want to take a revenge on me now. Okay, so I'm going to create a image here. Okay, so like this. Already some empty image is there. So I will put a something. E pick one. Just some name. Okay, and what is the data in that one? Nothing is there. Just I'm going to click edit. Hmm. See how much time it is taking. At least work for 1 hour. Then I will restart my PC. We'll verify what is happening. Is the same thing for my physical machine or what? So picture, nothing is there. It's empty picture. So something, okay. You can create anything, no problem. Instead of file, so why always take a text file? I took this one. That's it. So there is no differences. Anything is encryption only. Okay. Just for fun, if you want to do some fun thing, just you can do like this. Okay, like a childhood days. I save. I saved the picture. Close it. Close. Close. Now open. Okay. Now definitely it should show the picture. This EFS practical need a neat, clean working model only. Not like this. Why it is showing blank screen? Something has happened to my PC. Malware bytes again. It will slow my PC. Okay. Now this is the picture. Okay, we can able to see the picture. Now I'm going to encrypt it. See how to encrypt it. I'm doing in this virtual machine, guys. Don't forget that one. Right click, properties. So pick one properties. You can see attributes, read only, hidden, advanced, advanced. Click on advanced. Select encrypt content to secure data. Encrypt content to secure data. When you click OK, apply. When you click OK and then apply here it will show a notification for backup the key. For backup the key. Too much noise, right? Okay. So it will show the notification in this side. Now what I will do. So look at this one again. Click and right click. Go to the properties. Okay. Advanced. Encrypt content to secure data. Click OK. Okay. Apply. Just apply. Okay. It will generate a notification this side. Just wait for the notification. If you miss the notification, yeah, we got it now. Like this. This is so you can click here, or you can this side also it will show notification, or you can go to notifications also. So once you click on that one, a wizard will open. Okay. The background you can see a wizard. Encrypted file system wizard. Okay. Backup your certificate and key. You can backup now, backup later, never backup also you can do it. So why we are backing up? So then we can share the key to others. So click on backup now. Okay, so this is export wizard. certificate export wizard. So don't need to do anything, just next, and here in a password, select the password, give some password, easy understanding password. I'm giving a password like ZAQ 1234, ZAQ 1234. Very simple password, right? And this is a what kind of encryption password, like this options are showing, so I'm not changing anything. Okay, and where you want to store this certificate, browse. I will store in a C drive. Normally it suggests to store in your documents, but if you store in your documents, other user cannot access, right? So what you will do, so we are putting in C drive only. E drive also you can put it, no problem. But key and encrypted both are in the same position, that is not good. The 5 minutes practical become a 1 hour practical. Okay, this is C drive. So here I am going to create a folder. Folder name is keys. Certificate EPIC1 cert, something like that, I given a name. Okay, so I don't get confused my file name and which certificate of it. Okay, so in keys files I put it. Guys, remember, when you put a data in C drive directly, C drive folder, it can be accessed by everyone, every user. If you store data on desktop, on documents, downloads, videos, like that, it can be accessed by that user only. Other user cannot access your personal data, your profile data, your documents, pictures, videos, like that. Okay, so finish it finally. Next, finish. Export was successful. Okay, good. Now I save my certificate. Then work is completed. Click OK. Now, if you see the file, mm, a lock symbol is appear. See, this is a picture. This is the picture, but you can see a small lock symbol on it. You can see a small lock symbol. So lock symbol means it is a encrypted file. Of course, you can open it and you can read the file how it is look like, and you can modify it because you have a encrypted key is there, right? So the key is already there in your PC. Okay, so we can able to open after encrypted also. So I'm in student one only, first user only. Okay, next. I back up the key, right? If in case you miss the notification, no problem. Go to that file, properties, again advanced. You can see the details button is appearing. Okay, the details button is appear. Click on the details. You can see like this is a thumbprint, so you can see a thumbprint here like this. Okay, this is the actual key to open the file. So see this key, thumbprint. Okay, if you want to add a user to access this file, also you can add directly a user also, or you can remove the existing one also. Next, backup keys. Click on a backup keys. The wizard will start automatically. So see, the wizard is started automatically. Already I done, so then I'm not doing this one. Okay, backup keys. So click on backup keys, so the wizard will come. So click OK. So this is one way. So where is this key for this user? The key we copied, we backup into C drive, right? So that is just a exported key. That's it, not active key. The key we have to install it to get to work with that one. Just is just a file only. That's it. It do nothing until unless you install it. Currently we not required. It is already installed in our PC. Already installed in our PC. What is that meaning? So I will show you that one. Go to run. Type mmc. Go to run. Type mmc. Microsoft Management Console. Microsoft Management Console. Yeah, it will ask for yes. Yes. Okay. It is a empty console. It is a empty console. Like you went to disk management and all. That is a disk management console. Disk management, computer management, event management. That there is a consoles are there. This is empty console. We have to add the snap-ins into it. Go to file, add or remove snap-in. Add or remove snap-in. Which one you want it, you can add it. Okay, so I need a certificates. So you can add other things also if you want, but currently I need only certificates. My user account. My user account. Finish. Current user. Certificates, user level and computer level certificates are there. Expand it. Just expand. You can see this button. If you click it, you can expand it. Expand the personal. Under you can see certificates. You can see here it is. This is the certificate we generated. Actually, while you are encrypting it, this certificate is added. If you right click, open the certificate, you can see that one. So which one is it is issued to student 1, issued by student 1. This is the validity. It is almost like a next 100 years this certificate is valid. You can see which signature algorithm it is. SHA1 RSA hashing algorithm SHA1 version 3. This is a valid from and to. Subject is student and public key is RSA2048 public key it is. You can see a thumbprint. So this will make a unique of identification. Okay. So like normally if you have a lock, you have a key, right? So the specific key only can open that lock. Not every key can able to open, right? So like that. Okay. Edit properties, copy to file, something it is showing like this. So this is the certificate details. Open it, see it, understand it if you can. Okay. And if you want to take a backup from here, also you can take a backup from here like this. Export. So right click on the certificate, all task, export. So then wizard will start again. Export wizard. So like this also you can able to back up your keys. So see, intended purpose, encrypted file system. No, that's it. Okay. So finally, I have a picture and I encrypted it. I'm signing out. This side, like already it is slow. Sign out. Okay, I'm going to second user student 2 and try to open that picture. Mm, please open. So what we will do once we complete this one, so we'll stop there and we'll restart your PC. E drive. Okay, you can see this picture. Open this picture. Okay, very good. Now we got an output. See, we can't able to see the picture, but it is saying like this. It look like you don't have a permission to view this file. Check the permission and try again. So you don't have a permission to view it because you don't have a key to open this file. That's it. Okay. This is EFS, encrypted file system. Now guys, understand? So you can't able to open the file, you can't able to see the file. Why? Because we are encrypted the data. Okay, next. Got the point? EFS,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
the lock symbol. Okay. Now we'll see the other point. Here it is. Good. Okay. We back up the key, right? So why we back up the key? So then, if any case we miss the key in internal system, you can use the backup key to restore the key again to access our files. Means if you have a key already, means if you have a key in your pocket, so then automatically you can open it, right? We will put another key beside. So if you miss your actual key, then you can take the old key, right? So like that. Now what I'm doing is I back up the key, okay, and I stored the key into C drive. The C drive content can be accessed by every user. So I'm a student too. The student too is installing the key into his account. So what will happen? We'll see. And we given a while you are exporting the key, means while you are backing up the key, that time I given a password, so the student should know, means the user should know the password for importing it or installing in it. This is completely ridiculous part. It is too much slow. Okay, this is also will happens usually, like if you are updates are pending kind of stuff. Now can we see here it is, this is my certificate, right click or double click. So install pfx, just install pfx. This is the certification key. Now this is import wizard, means so I exported it, it is there here. Now I'm importing that certificate, importing current user. So this is the location of the file, right? So you have to give password. ZIQ1234. I given very easy password. Okay, next. So where you want to place, automatically or like this? Use automatically in this case. Finish it. Now I have a key. A key successfully imported. Now student 2 also has a key. Now we'll go to the E drive. So we'll try to open that file. Okay. So I double click on it and try to open the file. See, we can able to view the picture. So what is happen here? If you have a key, the student to now install the key in his system, so he can able to open the file. So if you have a key, you can able to read the data. If you don't have a key, you cannot able to read the data. Okay. So this is entirely we done in a student two only. Initially student two unable to open the file, it is showing you cannot have a read permissions to view the file. Okay, contact administrator. Now I install the key. I install the key or install the certificate. Now I can able to open the file, I can read the file. So this is encrypted file system. If you have a key, you can able to access the files, access the file, particular file, using the certificate, or a key. Okay, of course we can remove it from the user also, but in this slow condition I can't able to show you. It is also there, the second part, but try to understand only encrypted file system. Okay, if you want you can go to MMC. In a student 2 only you can go to MMC. Okay, add a remove snap in. Now it is good. So click on certificates, click add, then it will show like this. Okay, MMC. So expand these certificates, expand personal certificates. You can see the student 1 certificate, same certificate you are looking at that one, because you are imported it here. Okay, you are imported, so this certificate is there. Using this certificate only you can able to open this file. You can read the file, you can edit the file also, you can modify the file also. Okay, so because of you have a key now. If you don't have this key, for example, if you delete this key, now you don't have a key. Okay, so you cannot able to, I delete that key, I deleted that key. Now you don't have a key, so you cannot able to view this file. Double click. Now it is open. Already I told, what is I told? If you don't have a key, you can't able to open. I deleted the key, but still I can able to open. How? Anyone? If you don't have a key, you can't open. But I install the key and I open it. Then I deleted the key. Still I can able to open it. How can I open? Anyone? Guess any answer. Even if it is you feel also like a stupid answer, no problem. Please share.
First time we already did it
Very good. First
because
time.
we already having key to open it. So I think it's enough for one time to open a encrypted file. So even though we does not having any key for another time, first we need only for first time.
Very good. Okay. First time when you install the key and we open it. So now it is open. Then we remove the key, so we can able to open still. We can able to open because of we open first time. And in first time you open, what happens? Very good, good attempt. It is actually answer is correct, but only small part is we should add it to your answer. That is, when you open first time, means you install a key and you open first time. That time it is decrypted, right? It is
Yeah,
decrypted
it is decrypted by the key.
by the key, right? Now the decrypted key, that the key stores in your temporary files, your cache files, temporary files are there, na? It's the key is still storing there only. Now what happened? Again you are open. Already the decrypted mechanism is there now. Already key is there now. It using that one and open. That's it. Okay. So if you log out and log in, for example, you restarted your PC or log out login, that time this key will be removed from your PC and you may not able to open it. Now we still login mode only, same mode only we are there. In temporarily the key is available, it is keep on decrypting. So unit of searching for an actual key from the certification, mmc certifications, so it is already there. Here it is there, very good. Okay, so first time you open, it is decrypted mechanism completed. Using that key, it is decrypting again in from temporary files. But this Windows operating system has one small issue, so that's why I'm doing few things before I log out from the PC. Okay, go to properties. Better to do list cleanup wizard, because in the temporary files all these things will be stored. Okay, nothing, no data is in F drive, but E drive, C drive has some data. So better to run disk cleanup for both C drive and this drive also. Compulsory C drive, because the temporary files everything in C drive only. So go to disk cleanup, clean up your other things also. Okay, it is showing so many things. So I don't leave anything, just I will remove all the things. Okay, just to clean up. Anyway, it will take, C drive will take little bit time compared to E drive. Okay, let it clean up. This new version Windows 10 has some issues. So it is even normally old Windows 10. What it is do when you log out and log in, it is cleaning up. But last time what happened, it is not cleaning up like that. So also go to temporary files like a percentage temp percentage or a temp, because this prefetches all these things, stores data. Shift delete. Okay, normally lot of people try to uh, keep on deleting temporary files, prefetch files, all these things they will do it, but not required. When you log out and log in or you shut down your PC, automatically these temporary things will be cleared from your PC. Temp. It's okay. We'll see. We'll try. Guys, remember I removed the certificate in certificates. I delete the certificate. I done a disk cleanup, so I remove the things from the cache. And also better I will sign out, sign in once. Uh, everything is clean. So same user only login, student 2 only. At time of sign in and sign out, in generally it remove all the cached files. But last time with this same Windows operating system, it is not clean. I then log out, log in, restart, log in with other user, log in again to same user. Not so. Finally, we think disk cleanup may help So we done a disk cleanup and it is got successful. Still we have to wait to get result. Now it is open. Hey, what happened? Open, right? Otherwise you can go to run. Yeah, it's open. E drive. So this is the file, right? This is the file. Mm, yeah, it looks like you don't have permission to view this file. Check the permissions and try again. So what happened here? When you open this file for first time, it is showing like this. Next, we install the key and we decrypt the file. When we install the key, we decrypt the file, we can able to see the data. Next, what I done, I removed the certificate from the system. System means from the MMC certificates, I removed the certificate. I deleted it, not removed. It is like I deleted the certificate. So, and I've opened this file. Again, it is showing because of in a cache the encrypting key, the mechanism, the encrypted key is already stored in the PC in a temporary files. So when I do disk cleanup and then sign out sign in, you can see now if you have opened now the certificate is not there. I deleted the certificate in temporary location in a temporary memory. We removed the certificate key, the temporary key, uh, the key in the temporary location. Also, we cleaned it. Now we can't able to open the file. So we need a file key to decrypt the encrypted data. If you don't have a key, you can't able to view the data. Okay, so this is EFS. Guys, understand? It is look like a very, it is actually 5 minutes practical. Okay, 5-10 minutes only. Make sure that understand student 1, student 2 level. Okay, which student means which user you are encrypting and you are backup the key and where you store the key. And next, which user you are verifying and importing the key, verify the file you can able to open or not. Okay, so that is how you can able to manage the keys. So this is also we can call it as a managing encrypting keys. So next part we'll go for a BitLocker. Okay.
I
I
think
think
BitLocker
BitLocker
will
will
not
not
be
be
available
available
for
for
all
all
PCs.
PCs.
It's
It's
only
only
for
for
professional, I
professional, I
think
think
so.
so.
Yeah, right. That's why we install virtual machine with enterprise edition. Got it?
Yes, yes.
Your physical machines have different type of Windows editions. Some are having Windows 7, some are having Windows 8, Windows 10. Home editions, all most of all PCs are home editions only. Home edition don't have BitLocker. So professional enterprise having a BitLocker. So compulsory enterprise BitLocker must be there for Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. BitLocker in a enterprise edition compulsory is there. So that's why we are creating, doing everything in your virtual machine only. Do not do any practical in your physical machine. Don't try new things in your physical machine. Don't do BitLocker in your physical machine. Do whatever you do in your virtual machines only. If it is damaged, not at all a problem. You can create new virtual machine, no problem. Okay, but your physical machine is more sensitive machine, right? Don't lose your data. Don't lose lot of things in your laptop material, study material, or any other material can be there. So it is, you keep your system safe. Don't do BitLocker things in your physical machine. And while you do anything, be careful. In virtual machine, also be careful while you are doing. Don't do blindly and read it each and every options. Okay. So that's it. This is about your encryption part.